Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Billy, RC, Renegade RC. Uh, like I was saying, um, somebody had made the comment to me a week or so ago that I had done the little run video just playing around in the kitchen at my house here and of my grand hauler, but I hadn't really talked about what I used in it and anything else outside of that. So first of all, let me just say this, that the truck is not complete at all. It's about 75% complete. I still have a lot of stuff that I want to do to it, a lot of stuff that I want to put into it. Yes, it does have lights. It does not have sound at the moment, but it will be getting sound pretty soon. Um, what else? Let's see. It is running an RC four-wheel drive 80 turn crawler motor, which probably sounds to some like overkill, but even with the 80 turn motor and the provided pinion gear in this kit, in third gear, this truck is really still too fast. So I'm going to probably at some point open the transmission back up and install a bigger a smaller pinion gear to slow it down a little bit, because I don't want to go to anything higher than that 80 turn. Yeah, I could go to something as high as 100 turn, but with 3 speeds in this transmission, it's still just a little bit fast. So that's the plan as far as that goes. Truck is a blast to run. It was an absolute blast to build. It took me about 4 nights off and on. I think I did the chassis one night and then did the rear suspension, both the rear ends, and the front suspension the following night. And then it was on to building the transmission, adding the drive shafts, and I didn't put the steering servo or the transmission servo in it to begin with. They're usually like the first couple of instructions in the kit whenever you do build one of these things. But I waited because I didn't know which way I was going to go with those options. But they are in there. Steering's in there, and you can hear it shifting right there. A couple of things I wanted to point out is that when I built this truck, when I took this truck on, I took it on as a budget build for 2 reasons. To show you guys, number one, that you don't have to throw, hundreds and hundreds of dollars at one of these kits in order to to be able to enjoy it and modify it and whatnot. I see a lot of people that build these trucks that add the Tamiya Multifunction Kit. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. If I see nothing wrong with it. Personally, myself, I just could not bring myself to put in that kind of money on top of the already steep price tag for one of these kits. Now, this kit here, depending on your area, is going to be over $400. Obviously, I got mine for bought the truck and the necessary bearings, because it doesn't come but with like 4 bearings in the kit, but I bought bearings for all the wheels, all the necessary bearings, and the truck kit itself cost me right at $450. Okay. I already had my servos. I already had the motor picked out, and I already had it here at the house. But so I had $450 as an initial investment in building the truck, just the truck itself. Now, if you factor in the Tamiya Multifunction Kit, you're talking about another 400 plus on top of that. And to me, they're a great thing. I'm not knocking them, but it's just not for me. I don't care about the shaking, the shaking of it whenever it tries to start or simulate starting up. I don't care about it having a horn. I don't care about all of that stuff, because my thing is just to get out and run the truck and enjoy the truck. Now, my truck, it has lights on it, and I'm going to put another sound system on it that will have the motor, and it will have the air brake system, air brake sounds, and the backup alarms and all of that. It's real similar to the multifunction kit offered by Tamiya. But it's not going to cost me $450 to put it in this truck. My understanding, I'm not sure, maybe somebody else knows, but my understanding is that the Multifunction Kit not only controls the lights and the sound and whatnot, but also works as the speed control for the truck. I may be wrong on that. It's what I've read. I don't know. I knew it's not the way I wanted to go. I wanted to keep this as budget friendly as I possibly could, because I honestly believe that 400 and some odd dollar plus price tag just to put sounds and lights in one of these trucks is what stops a lot of guys from building them. I'm here to tell you that you can build this thing, have most of the same effects and features, and not pay that ridiculous amount of money. That's just me. I'm a frugal guy, and that's just how I operate. My light kit, of all things, and I'm still going to add some to it because I didn't add in those lights while I was wiring up the truck, and that's my own fault. But I do have some more lights that I'm going to put in this thing. But I do have headlights, I have turn signals front and rear, and I have brake lights and reverse lights. I did not put them across the top there. I just didn't want them in there. It's not that I couldn't have. Obviously, the truck is got the openings for it. But I just did not want that added headache of having to hide all of those wires inside of this cab when I'm going to try to scale it out. Let me see if I can. So you see the lights are kind of dim there. Now if I put the throttle to it, they brighten up. And as soon as you get off the throttle, they go back dim. Now if I put the reverses on, they stay on the dim side. And that's when the reverse lights come on the back side. All right? Let's say we're going to go to the right. All right, keep your eyes on the going to the right. Turn signal is here, and you can see from the reflection back here, I'm getting a right turn signal on the rear too. Now you won't be able to see it on the other side, but trust me, it's there. So I'm getting the turn signals. I'm just not getting that tick, 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 tick sound from the Multifunction Kit. I don't care about that. And I'm sure a lot of other people don't as well. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I'm not here to knock anybody, but this is just for me and a budget-minded build. Okay? Reverse lights. Let me spin her around for a second. I still have to put the lenses in the back of the truck here, so I'm going to hold on to it. Reverse lights. All right, we're going to take it forward first. All right? Forward. Hit the brakes. All right? Brake lights are on. All right, I'm going to get off the brakes, then we'll hit the reverse. Reverse lights come on, boom, done. And as you can see, let me pull it back forward. Turn, goes to the right, go to the left. So we've got those things. Now, when you do build this truck, you obviously need more than 2 channels. Okay, because you got your steering, you've got your throttle, and you've got to be able to shift that transmission. So, you're going to have more than a 3-channel at least to operate the truck. If you go with the Multifunction Kit and you want to be able to blow the horn and all those other things, that's when these guys get these big, gigantic radios that are ridiculously steep in price just to do those little bit of things. I didn't care about that, so let me show you what I did. I'm just using 3 channels. I'm just exactly what I told you guys. I'm using steering, I'm using throttle on a 1080, what is it, a Hobby Wing Quick Run 1080 Crawler ESC in this truck. $49, and the thing is performing just perfectly. So I've got steering, I've got throttle, and I've got shifting for the transmission. 3 channels. All right, now when I usually build my kits, I run this, and a lot of guys are going to give me flack, but I love my Fly Sky. This radio has never let me down. I've had this one. This is my second Fly Sky. FS GT3C. The second one I've had, I used them all during my round track racing. I've used them for everything. My crawlers, boats, you name it, it's been on this radio. It's a ridiculously cheap radio, okay? This one's been hacked. I can hold somewhere 50 to 75 models on it if I want to. And for every model that I add to it, it only costs me $8 for a receiver. All right, $8 to put a model in it. Bam, it's done. I program it. I name it. It's over with. But the thing is, it is a 3-channel radio. 3rd channel is here on this little little toggle here. But my radio, this one has been dropped 2 or 3 times. I don't know if you can hear that. Hear that inside? It hasn't affected any performance other than that third channel. I've never have had any luck with the third channel on mine. So I knew that I was going to have to put it either order another radio, or try to find another way to operate the third channel on this. So what I did is I put it on a standalone radio. I wanted it right by itself, so I would know whenever I go somewhere I don't have to retrim anything. This thing is purposely set to its own radio, so when I fire it up, it should be perfect. So what I did is I went down to the hobby shop in town, and I bought, at a ridiculously cheap but still great quality, Spectrum STX3 pistol grip 3-channel radio. Okay, now this thing is bare bones, but it is a phenomenal piece, and it was only $49. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not, but look at there, $49.99. Sometimes I'm technically, I can't even say technologically challenged, and so I wanted something that was cheap to calibrate, cheap to program, and this one was it. This is the radio that I put it on right here. It's got all your trims on it, all your reverse, and my third channel to switch my transmission is right here. And to set the throw on that servo from this radio was the quickest and most pain-free process I've ever had in my life when it comes to building these kits. I could not believe it. When Otto, my buddy, down there that owns the hobby shop, told me about it, I thought he was crazy. I took it for his word. I thought, there's no way it's going to be that easy. And when I finished the process, I called him up and I said, dude, you were completely right. This was the easiest thing I've ever programmed in my life. But $49, 3-channel radio, it's a standalone for this truck and this truck alone, and it works pretty flawlessly. Then it comes to the lights. Okay, I'm already running a Hobby Wing Quick Run 1080 for the ESC I told you. I'm running 2 Amazon servos, less than $25 a piece, and they're both both of them are Metal Gear, perfect pieces. Never had any problems with them. So excuse me. When you come to the lights, the only drawback on the lights is that I had to extend them on the rear of this truck because the frame rails are longer than, say, the Night Hauler, King Hauler, or the Globeliner. It's a good 2 to 3 inches longer. Regardless, I would have had to extend them anyway because it was this kit was designed for a drift car. Okay, but what I used was simple enough. I've got my headlights. I've got both turn signals front and rear. So we got 1 loop, 2, 3 loops. We got reverse, that's 4 loops. We got brake lights on the back end, that's 5. And we got both, we've got the option for strobes, there's 6. And there was another one on here, and I can't remember what it was, but there's an option to run like 8 to 9 circuits of lights on this truck. Now, I'm only using the basics on this thing, but this kit was ridiculously easy to put in. It's made by Common Sense RC, and before anybody talks any junk about it, I urge you to give them a shot. It was a great purchase on my end. Unfortunately, I didn't get a picture of it, but I do have the back of the blister pack. This is what it came in, and this kit with all the lightings and the light control was under $25. And with a little bit of time to extend the lines and run them through loom and whatnot and get them mounted in the truck, my truck is completely lit and ready to go to what I want. Now, you can go crazy and add more to it. That's your thing. Go ahead. And I may do it on the next build. But on this first tractor, the first one I've ever built, I wanted to keep it simple and keep it cost friendly and user friendly for one thing. Those big radios, those big stick radios where everybody puts all the features on it, those are just intimidating to me. I don't like a stick radio. I think a stick radio should be for a plane and a plane only. So I built this truck the way I wanted it. I built it to show other people you don't have to put every single piece that Tamiya makes in this truck and then force it up over $1,000 just for a tractor. This one now, I'm still well under, Lord, with not factoring in the parts that I already had, because I already had my servos and my ESC and the motor. So I'm still well under, gosh, $550 at this point. And had I done it with the other pieces, I probably would be well over $800 to $900. Now, mind you, my sound unit is probably going to be around 75 to 80 bucks. And I'm hoping to get it in the next couple of weeks. Work's been kind of slow, so I've had to cut back on what I do with the models at this point. But I've seen one in action at the hobby shop, and me and my buddy Otto have talked about it. I like the way his is, and I like the way it's mounted. And the way it's mounted actually gives it a lot more realism to me. And I'm hoping you guys will agree also. So as soon as that gets here, we'll get it programmed, we'll get it put in, and I'll fire up another video. Thank you guys for taking a look this evening. Sorry this ran a little bit long, but I wanted to give a little bit of a detailed breakdown of what is in this thing. Now, if you don't have one of these trucks, I'm going to say, if you can do it, pull the trigger on one, because I'm telling you right now, ever since I bought this truck, this thing has consumed me. If you're a guy that likes to scale things out and add all of the bells and whistles and every scale feature and scale accessory that you can find to your rigs, this is the thing to do, because it's unbelievable what you can do with this these 1/14 Tamiya tractors. There's also Wedeco tractors, which is a whole other animal. But give it a shot, and they've got so many options out there. There's 3D printed options for bodies and body parts for this thing, or for these trucks. It's unbelievable. Do some research, take a look, and if you like it, go to your local hobby shop or get online and find you one that you like, get it to your house, get it built, and enjoy yourself, man. Since I've done that, this truck here, like I said, has been top dog in this house, and the rest of them, there's 2 or 3 that could probably leave, and I probably wouldn't even think less about it. But that's just me. Here it is. Oh, the paint is a rose gold by Rust-Oleum, and I did do some trim work on it. And I don't know if you can really see it, but I did some trim work on it with a little bit of Tamiya silver just to break it up. Anyway, you guys, hey, look, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for taking a look. I hope each and every one of you are happy and healthy. I hope you guys are just, I hope you guys are awesome. Okay, till then, till the next one, take good care. Check on your neighbors. God bless you, and God bless America. We'll see you on the next video.